Plus just their ability to use force. It's a different type of force, and just their mere presence a lot of times will convince someone that they should give up rather than hide or run.
Most police dogs have European origins. The two most commonly used breeds are the German Shepherd and the Belgian Malinois.
Demanding accountability and defending your rights against the police specifically, and the government generally, are difficult and dangerous tasks. Your right to watch the government and record what you see is a natural right that is protected by the Constitution, and it cannot be taken away by the government.
I'm bringing you more footage from January 11th, 2019. This is a continuation of the stop in the last questionable authority video. Links to the first video and the live feeds on both my channel and 420RU2's channel from that night are in the description. This footage is from the canine officer charged with handling the dog on the scene. Just like the previous video from this incident, I'll stop this one when 420RU2 and I arrive. I want you to pay attention to how they use the canine. For those who don't believe this is a police state, I ask you, what is the point of using these canines? This corporate gang unit made an announcement over the loudspeaker of at least one of the cars to the neighborhood citizens to stay in their homes after telling the suspects they were under arrest, and if the dog found them, it would bite them. Is the point to find and detain the assailant, or intimidate the generally subservient public into further submission by a show of force, as well as scare further the people already running from this well-armed gang unit that 4 days earlier shot a man carrying a baseball bat?
South from Cleveland and Howard, second house in, south side of the street in the backyard. We got one male here. The male that's outstanding is a white male wearing a bright orange Broncos jersey, and then a female wearing a backpack, white female.
You have clothes on her?
No, just dark clothing. She was wearing a backpack. Can 14 start working on perimeter, please.
Or does anyone have you take post and wait for lane?
You think he made it across the Buckeye, dude? No, because I ran south on Howard and I was holding the alley. I don't think he got to the south out of the yard, but he could have gone to the west. I ran 317, I got Howard. Their wall at Buckeye.
Right.
44, if I can get one unit with me, I still got a male I need to detain.
Sorry, 31 head there.
I've had other encounters with these canine units, and I have to say, I don't think we use these dogs in a manner that's consistent with holding public safety at a high regard. It appears to me the higher priority is supplying the prison industrial complex with constant guests to their cages. Those cages, the staff, equipment, and all other costs are paid for by the public, paid for through theft of property called taxes. Call me crazy, but I feel if public safety were any kind of priority here, they would use dogs that are for tracking in at least these situations. I've been around lots of dogs that track for various reasons. Only dogs like these police canines are trained like this. I would argue they're not trained to track. They're trained to pick up on scents and indicators. They will help locate, and I'm sure do a decent job of tracking, but there are other dogs that are much better at this. These German Shepherds are about intimidation, and they are trained to attack when they find their target. Releasing these dogs is a danger to the public, which is why you'll hear the canine officer pay lots of attention to what the crime is and the situation before making his decision on whether or not to release the dog. I think that risk could be almost eliminated by how they train the dog or using a different breed in these residential situations at the very least. That being said, remember, I personally don't believe we need these order-following gang units keeping us safe. I believe in the non-aggression principle, and I don't believe it's ever okay to initiate force on someone that hasn't hurt anyone else, their property, or defrauded anyone else. I also believe no one has a higher claim to my life and property than I do. How do you feel? Do you believe in the cult of statism, Or do you believe in the freedom of having no rulers?
Good, Brown. Where'd Betts go?
He's right in the alley there.
Okay. K16 on scene. I'll join Betts in the alley.
I need to go back as far as the exact what it is. But he ran into the backyard, and I got back here before he could clear that backyard.
Into which one?
So second house in
On the north side?
Yeah, on the south side of the street.
Okay. Oh, because they ran that way?
Yeah, because they got out of
Okay,
the
gotcha.
car. The one male ran to the backyard to jump the fence. I already gave one verbal announcement for a canine.
Okay. What kind of crime do we have right now?
I don't know, that's why I got to go back to the car and see.
Okay.
Check it out. They all bailed.
So the last spot you saw any of them was up there on
So
Cleveland?
last spot for the male outstanding, he was climbing the fence into the backyard of the house to the west. on the
That would
south
pop back here.
side. Yep, and it would pop
Okay.
back here, and I got back here before he would have been able to find
All right,
out.
so check this out. I'm going to go back in there a little bit and hold until you figure out what's going on.
I'm going to go run that fence, see what I got.
Perfect. K16, myself and another unit on the west side are going to have the alley south of Cleveland, trying to hold that down until Bess can figure out what kind of other crimes we got here. Hey, Betts, I'm guessing that's the first and second house from the alley here. That's a good boy. Pay attention area, this is Spokane Police Department K9. If you're back here, you need to let yourself be known. Very shortly, this area is going to be searched by a police dog. When he finds you, he will bite you. Regardless if you're hiding in a garage or an attic. Hey, so stop. Sure.
So he said he jumped that fence. So he might be like right here or between these.
Yep. Cool. Since you're here, do you want to stay back here so I can go around? He just went to the front. Valencia's taking my spot in the alley. I'm going to go to where Betts last saw him at. Yeah. That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
So the car is clear. Now I at this point, all I have is obstructing.
It's not stolen or anything?
No, the car's clear. We're getting a hold of the RO.
Were we able to get that old boy to cough up who these other guys are?
No, he's got him right there, and so far he's saying he doesn't know anything. I mean, we can do a yard check if you want. I figure at
With
least
nothing
a couple
really
of us go
to-
back there to see
Yeah, we can
whether
do
or not
it.
you want to use the dog. That's probably because we don't know
We
what
can
he
have
is.
them back there, but I'm not going to use them at this
Right.
point to
Right.
apprehend.
Car's clear. This guy's not giving up anything. I
that's
pulled
a
up
good boy.
and I had to flip around, but I watched all three of them get out of the car. This dude walked over here, the female walked away that way, and then the guy in the orange jersey went between the house, and I watched him jump into the backyard. But then I ran around the alley, so there was no way he could get out on the south side, so he's got to go west.
Either
and drive
stay
to the
there or
backyard.
go west.
And that's not the chick there, or is that?
No, that's dude. I
No,
can't.
no, walking on.
I don't
Okay.
see- It could be. She had a backpack like female.
K16, is there a unit on the south perimeter that can check Buckeye? I think there's a female walking eastbound.
Nothing in the car or anything? Nothing that obviously it's not stolen. They're calling our
Copy. We just had a hard time getting a description of her. Thanks.
You guys, so you just flipped on it and they all took off? Flipped around, they hopped out.
Oh, das ook. Zoek. Definitely pick up on something. Yep. Yeah, so good boy.
Yeah, I can see what I can see over that fence, or
Huh?
you see what I can see over that fence?
I'd like to just wait before we'll just see if this car comes back as stolen or not.
They just say it was, yeah, it's there. Or the RO has a status too as well.
It's not stolen though.
Doesn't sound like they couldn't get a hold of her. But
Oh.
So he jumped right where the two points meet right there.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, once he's back there.
could you tell which side he was on?
He jumped on this side. He jumped on the corner and went over on the right on the left side.
Hey, attention area. Spokane Police Department K9. These yards and garages are going to be searched by a police dog. When he finds you, he will bite you. You need to give up now. Okay, here. Keep it up. 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 Those are solid. Yeah, that's pretty solid to go. Here. Leave that. Hey, yeah, keep it up. Keep it up.
So this is gonna go that way.
That fence?
Well, once we go in, it'll go back there.
Oh yeah, it separates these two.
This
Yeah.
separates right here.
Yeah.
So if he was sure he went that way.
He was sure he did. I think he's just sure that he didn't get into the alley. possibly we'll check one of these. Spokane Police, if you're here, you need to let yourself be known. I don't have it up right now, so if you want to kind of go in there, I'll help you freaking.
In light of recent events here in Spokane, I have to stop the video here. Notice how order follower Gobble has his gun out? I want to point out he is now in the backyard of a private property owner of Spokane. I'm sure him and his fellow Blue ISIS gang members would tell you they announced to area residents they were searching the area with a dog and to stay in their home. My point is, it's after 11 at night and there are any myriad of reasons why a homeowner might not have heard that announcement. As you just saw, the motion light for the backyard of this house comes on. Now if that's my house and I'm awakened or that light gets my attention, I would be going to inspect, taking a weapon of self-defense with me. Whether it's a gun, a bat, a crowbar, or whatever it may be. I'm going to investigate and defend my property and life if need be. Because I know if I call the cops, they will show up after any incident with the potential intruder. I bring this up because since January 7th of 2019, there have been 2 officer-involved shootings in Spokane. First impressions from this member of the public in the area are that deadly force was used very prematurely. One incident involved reports a man was firing a gun. Officers arrived and heard what they thought to be gunshots and fired upon a man holding a long object they claim appeared to be a gun. I wonder if a man hitting rocks with a baseball bat might sound like gunshots to some. I'm just curious. Now on January 23rd, we had a man shot in broad daylight while holding what appeared to be a knife. Witnesses have at least concurred that the man was holding what did appear to be a knife. Cops claim the initial 911 calls were made for a man who had a gun and was threatening people. After not being able to locate the suspect, they were called back to the scene after it was reported he was then standing in the street yelling and swearing. Now these witnesses that made the second call made no mention of a gun, but did mention what they thought appeared to be a knife in reports I read. I believe non-lethal force could have and should have been used in this instance. Basically, what I'm trying to say is these order followers seem to jump to using lethal force when things get escalated. Usually, it is them doing the escalating. I can speak from personal experience on this issue. If you don't comply with their commands, no matter what the situation, your non-compliance will likely deem you a suspect or a threat. Once they have their guns drawn, I'm sorry, but the intent is to use it. I feel like this scenario is just an accident waiting to happen. For an innocent homeowner to be shot trying to defend his or her property and life. Of course, we all know how the thin blue line of protection works, and any cowardly order follower would just get a paid vacation and acquitted of any charges because they followed their training. Don't believe me? Look up Phillip Brailsford from the Mesa, Arizona Police Department. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Don't forget to support Questionable Authority by sharing it with everyone you know, especially if you live in the Spokane area. Hit the like button while you're at it and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified when I post the rest of the footage from this incident. There's a lot more to come. Don't forget to check out the QA merchandise store and get yourself a mug with your favorite design to provide a conversation starter among coworkers and friends. I have a few designs now with the new one coming every month. Enjoy the rest of the video and don't forget to question authority everywhere.
Here. Copy.
Is that 2 down?
Let's just finish checking this first. K16, the hammy. We're just gonna finish checking this before we come on over to you. Something to mess with. We can check this real quick. The hot tub. Same murder, right?
44, we got 2 in the backyard of 607. Get out.
Okay. Get the fuck.
Nope. It's got a good breath hold.
Get in. Just make sure.
Oh boy.
This is what we heard. Remember, I'm sure
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
I'm sure it was. Sounded
Yeah.
like a garbage can lid.
Well, you know what's funny is right before we cleared that one over there, there's another one of those. I was like, hey, God, man, just check that. Because that dryer always flicks in my head.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, why don't you check that? And it was full of water.
This one, we get back over here and I'm like, let me see your fucking hand.
That's too bad. I wish we had something to run with him on.
No.
He was hot on it over there.
This guy said he shot him.
Huh?
This guy said he was shot by us before.
Oh, yeah?
Who's that event? Or up at IHOP?
Who, what?
Division? Atlantic and Division area?
Atlantic and Division.
Well, he's been
That lived?
said he's been shot by the police.
Good boy. I think we stepped in some nasty stuff there, King. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we did.
Got a head, Bodie?
I think so. I thought there was a fourth, but... Oh, sorry, buddy. That's my bad. My bad. Oh. Oh, it's too bad we couldn't check for that, buddy. You were on that. You were on that scent hard. Yeah, you'd have gotten him good. You'd have gotten him good. Yeah. Good boy. Oh, here. What the hell's going on with this thing? There we go. Say my name?
Yeah, the two guys, big cameras right here. You know, the ones that we're always talking about?
Oh,
Ones
keeping,
that-
keeping us honest.
Yes.
Unintended consequence or something like that. Deplorable consequences or something, I don't know. Questionable authority. That's it.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button and share it with everyone you know. Find us on Twitter as well as censorship-free platforms like BitChute and Steemit or DTube. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to smile at someone you don't know every day.